I swear the mute button on my Blue Yeti is just about the worst. You want to turn your sound off? You might have to press it twice. You want to turn your sound back on? Oh, you definitely gotta push it twice. Definitely. So, I said, let's go. And then I just remembered that I'm almost out of tea. And I think I only have one can of soda left. I do have a Rockstar, but I don't want to drink that right now. I'd rather have that for the morning. I have been so tired in the mornings, guys. So tired. So tired. So, for those of you who are not in the know, apparently Twitch got hacked yesterday. And all of the data was exposed. So, this morning when I was checking my account, well, not my account, but my email, Twitch sent me an email saying that they reset my streamer key, which doesn't really matter for the way that I'm streaming because of the way that I log into Streamlabs OBS. So that's not necessary, which they did out of an abundance of caution. The problem for me was I reset my stream key last night on my own. So I thought that was pretty funny. I also reset my Twitch password. So even if you are not actively a streamer, I am going to encourage you all to change your passwords. The last thing you want is to be turned into a bot. Also, apparently the hacker who hacked Twitch was a gray hat, so it was this weird gray area. Look at what I did to you. If I can do it to you, anybody can do it to you. Also, I'm not saying that I could do it. I am so not a hacker. I just am not. I'm not that smart. I really am not. This oolong is amazing. It is delicious. Although, you know, this has had so many different things in it that I can also smell all the other teas that have been in here. There's a faint whiff of bergamot from Earl of Grey. There's definitely the smell of the spiced teas that I've had. I think I'm going to make some ginger. Because that doesn't have any caffeine in it. Not that I really think caffeine affects me. Because I've gone to bed, you know, with whole ungodly amounts of caffeine in my system and slept for 24 hours. I don't think caffeine really works on me. That's personal opinion. I don't have any way of confirming without having a sleep study done. I'm not paying for that. Okay. Sorry for dropping my F-bomb so early. So I'm going to get the Keurig turned on so it can make hot water. And refilled because it's probably empty. Or nearly empty. Because it only holds 36 ounces, and I make 24 ounces of tea. If anybody knows a good model of a electric kettle that can hold, you know, a decent amount of liquid, but so I can make all the liquid at once. Like a minimum of 24 ounces at a time, so I can make it all at once. And maybe some custom temperature settings. Because technically some teas are supposed to be boiled, and other teas are only supposed to be, you know, steeped at like 175 degrees. Come to me. And technically, I bought this for upset stomach. Ginger tea is a lot better for a stomach upset than ginger ale. No matter what growing up might have told me. I will guarantee you that growing up, I was given loads of bubbly sodas for upset stomach. 7-Up, Sprite, ginger ale. If my grandparents had just been to Michigan, or we were currently in Michigan, Fago. Although Fago is not that bubbly, but it is super tasty. It's probably one of my favorite soft drinks. But I can't, you know, order it. I suppose if Shipped actually did Cub Foods, I could probably put it in as a request. But Instacart doesn't do requests. And they're the ones who currently contract with Cub Foods. Loss of balance is not fun. Don't lose balance. BALANC. Balance. Name the movie. If you can name the movie, when I finally make affiliate, I will pay for your first month. Just saying. Also, thank you guys all for following me. I really do appreciate it. Like, super duper appreciate it. I just want to make a small, very small point. Interacting with me is just as important as following. So, watching the stream, talking, being active as a member of the pack will go a very long way. Now, I'm not gonna say that, you know, I'm gonna kick out inactive members, but that's just way too mean. But I do appreciate it when people do, you know, do all the things. Why do I still have a download listed in here? Oh, because there was an update for Blood Omen. I would really like to play Blood Omen on stream. But it's a silly, old game from like 1996. So, I mean, you can see the graphics down here. It's very, very old graphics. But it's a good game. I'm actually looking forward to finally finishing it, because I never did actually finish it back in the day. And I need to be back up here. We're playing this. So, water just finished. Now we'll make another one. Also, since we're making ginger tea, we might as well throw in some cloves. Yes, I just put whole cloves right into the water. Now I really want to watch the movie that I referenced earlier. I'm still not telling you what the movie is. You gotta guess. Oh, that was right up my freaking nostril, dude. I was not expecting actual powder to fly up my nose. I was expecting scents to, you know, be there and comfort me and be wonderful and amazing. But instead, there was strong stuff up my nose. Dang, man, my nostrils all irritated. Yes, that's how I sit in my chair. Your great happiness is based on the warmth of your heart. Open up your heart. Look inside your heart. Name that streamer. Actually, he's not really a streamer. He's a YouTuber. He's been around since the beginning of YouTube. And is actually the progenitor of a lot of YouTube-y turn, you know, at least on the part of YouTube I pay attention to, YouTube phrases and whatnots. Oh, it's still in my nose. It's not nice. Don't sniff lemon ginger tea bags. They will assault you. I've been assaulted. Possibly peppered. I'm not really sure which, because I think that black peppercorns are part of that, tea bag. But I didn't smell any pepper. I smelled like lemon and ginger and spice. And I don't mean the stuff from I don't mean the stuff from Maracas either. The Arakeen can keep that shit. Sorry, this is part of every load, but this is the first time in a while that I've stopped to read it, and it makes me giggle. Oh, that's the name of the quest I was working. I was like, no, I better not be in Whitechapel. I ended in my room at the Pembroke Hospital. And I still don't remember seeing the save icon ever last night at all. Okay. No, wrong button, Faye. Do I not have... Nope, I've finished all of that. I finished that one, apparently. Wow, that was... Oh, I finished that one, like, before I even found out it was a thing that needed to be done. Got him. Okay. So I guess the only thing we really have is, the stuff in Whitechapel. You guys respawn wise. I'm kind of hoping not. So that's always annoying. So the answer is no. No respawn. Oh no, I need to sneeze. No. No. Sorry. Alright. We're full on blood, we're full on health. Our stamina is full. That door is open. I'm pretty sure I came out of this door. Yeah? I want to check something. There's... This still isn't on. How do I get this?
It's locked.
Yes, I know it's locked, Jonathan, and I know I pushed the button anyways. Shut up. Shut up!
Would you like me to remind you?
No, Russian lady, that's okay. At least I think she's Russian. I think this is what it was.
I cannot
Oh,
enter.
it's... What? Why is that one locked? Guess I'm looking at myself in the camera. Oh. Don't judge me, please. I am not what I would consider a vain person. I don't generally look at myself in mirrors. Or really in anything. My eyeballs are watery. Hi, Marshallings! You ever go in somewhere in a video game that you know you've played before, you know you've explored the ever-living crap out of, and feel like you've not explored a place? I don't remember this. Oh wow, I was able to do that. Oh, because this is the hideout. We found the hideout. We're in the hideout. Get back in. It's interesting that if I pass through the red door, I have to go through the loading. But just coming around the back, I didn't have any issues with that. Oh, look, it's that famous picture again. Influenza. Now, through this door, if I remember correctly, there's one, possibly two scout. Let's find out. What the devil? Ah. I call shenanigans. Well, I knew there were a scowl in here. I apparently just was not prepared to actually face them. Although thankfully we faced them and we won. Ooh, shillings. We still haven't spent any of our money yet. I'm no spendthrift. Okay, so now we've got all the ins and outs of this hideout. Which is kind of nice. So now we're able to come back from there, come up here, go in. Just for refilling, which we don't need. I don't know why I just had to check to make sure my camera was on. That's silly. Nope. This way. This away, this away. This away, this away. What? I didn't loot that body? Anything else I missed looting? That door doesn't open up. Goes nowhere, does nothing. Okay. Ah, it's the door. Oh, they do all have a load. Never mind. Oh no, it's raining! Oh, look at that. We found more stuff.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
I put my feet up and I realized there was something on my stool. Footstool, not like stool, okay? No poop jokes, okay?
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
You sawed off.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Will I succeed, though?
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way.
Poor Harry.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Alright, Harry, don't mind me for a moment. I'm just going to, loot your house.
Is there only pain?
It's locked.
I see that. Here you go. No, a refusal letter.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Don't leave your valuables on your tables, people. Dr. Jonathan might come in and take it all. Who the heck is running around lighting all these candles?
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
It looks like a place to live.
You have a roof over your head, a place to call home. Many people here are not as lucky, you know.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Do you need any medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so tired.
Pretty
I don't
sure
know
I
if
have
it's
some
the epidemic, but everything
fatigue
seems
meds on.
so hard.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
We'll come back for your life later.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Don't let your guard down, sir. Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am
This
Dr.
guy
Reed.
totally looks like a hobbit.
I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor?
An extremely tall
Oh, Barrett
hobbit, but
Lewis.
he looks like a hobbit.
Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
Yes, she's a nurse, and quite a good one. What did she do to gain such notoriety?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
How is business around here?
Business? I had no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
Well, you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
Ooh, new investigation.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
He ran into the velociraptors.
Right then. Show me what you have.
I have 593. No, I feel like if I just hold on a little longer, I'll get the stuff I need. makes me not want to sell things. No?
Cheap
If I just
price,
hold
good
on.
quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
See, everything is, it gets all weirdly out of order. It's not in here in the order I found it. It's not in here in reverse order of how I found it. It's not even necessarily in alphabetical order. And if you don't read it, like open it, it doesn't really count. And I know I'm going really fast because I'm not reading them.
You're late. Where's my money?
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
You again? What do you want this time?
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
You survive at any cost, even at the expense of others. Perhaps that's just the law of nature.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Dun dun dun!
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know it doesn't suit you.
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices, but I'm a wet boot boy now, and people won't forget it.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak, and there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else, whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus, do you?
No, no, he doesn't.
Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I've known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
It's never easy to find a new path in life, especially after the loss of a loved one. But crime is certainly not the best option.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against a wet boot boy.
Okay.
What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile, not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
Well, despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis. Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Sure. Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Would it ease tensions with your father if he got an honest job? Because he tried, you know.
I can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped his thuggish activities, but I'm not sure it would be enough.
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me, Dr. Reed. Or it's this life. It's like I can't find my place.
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened, Harry?
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or was it after my father started bullying him? I don't know.
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
I know where I'm supposed to be going. Just doing the annoying
Good
stuff.
evening, my dear colleague.
I don't think I fit because I like needed to pee last night, so I'm not sure
Goodbye,
how many
Miss
people
Swan.
I actually finished talking
Perhaps
to.
we'll talk again.
That just goes down to the docks. I'm not really looking to go down to the docks at the moment. This leads to the hideout.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come on, we can sort it out, right?
The walls of your home will not...
Forgive my
I
interruption.
hate this
Do not
priest.
apologize, my son.
I'm going to
Father
eat
Tobias
you,
Whittaker
Father.
is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
Or drink you.
I am
Drink
Dr.
you.
Jonathan
No,
Reed,
that's still...
and I just have a few questions.
A scientist?
I'm going to kill you.
You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
Stab you! I will stab you in the heart and drink all of your blood.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
I'm going to stab him in the heart. And I am going to exsanguinate him. Because Father Tobias Whitaker is a jackass.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my
Also,
son.
hey,
He's
Linux.
so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
That might be where it grows because that's where people take dead bodies. But that is not where you preach to the masses. Did you learn nothing from Jesus? He had a sermon on the mountain. That's where you have frickin' preacherness. Get a bunch of people, you take them out to a place where they can enjoy the beauty of the world, and you tell them about all the wonderful things your religion actually does, as opposed to, you know, if you don't worship this particular incarnation of God, then you are doomed to hellfire and brimstone. Sorry. I have personal problems with Christianity. Not with Christians, just with Christianity as a whole. And some Christians. But only some. Like this guy. He's not a real Christian. Fake Christian.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel
He's
will fear
dead,
no evil
Jim.
while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences,
Yes.
and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened
Holy
and
crap.
purified by the
His
flames.
plan is to burn London down and let God sort them out. What? I don't think we got that last time. Or the time before that.
Purification by fire has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son,
What's
if
your
you think
references?
salvation
I'm
is
gonna
a
have to look
free
up.
gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool.
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
Yeah, because I'm eating them.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
I am. But the answers I seek are based on facts, not superstition. What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental...
But
Well, I suppose I can spare a few
as
minutes.
a
What
doctor,
I'm stuck in an endless loop.
I have heard enough.
Thank you. No me gusta.
Hail, my lord. Would you like me to revive you?
No, that's okay.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick, though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crăciunescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Yes.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
Blah, blah, blah.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
Sorry, I have a body pillow that lies on top of the thing that I use as a footstool. And I don't know how or why, but it always slides.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me?
No.
People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly, but it is not your concern, Doctor.
No, it's okay. I get it.
Goodbye, miss.
We'll come back
Take
later.
care of yourself as best you can.
I gotta go talk to your buddy up here.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's
Not
Clayton
really.
Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Well, if I was a
Why are the
journalist, I'd publish
newspapers
them for
keeping
you.
silent about the
paper.
Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
Meanwhile, in the US in 2021, we have OAN spreading malicious lies about the pandemic. Don't worry. Blah, blah, blah. It's just all fake.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
That science is unable to explain the facts doesn't mean there is no rational explanation.
I confess, I share your point of view, Doctor.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
We'll come back to Mr. Darby later. Obviously. There was a reason being up here that I don't rightly remember. It was for a conversation that two characters were supposed to remember what that conversation was. I think it's between the reporter and the prostitute, but I don't remember. Fine. Alright, well, whatever.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. Camellia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Very well. Goodbye then.
Well, I can't talk to the vicar yet.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
I can see what you see not. Vision milky, then eyes rot. When you look, they will be gone, whispering their hidden song. Then you see what cannot be. Shadows move where light should be. Out of sight, out of mind. Cast down into the halls of the blind. I keep adding the word down, but I'm pretty sure it's actually cast into the house. I'm not really sure. It's been a while since we did that quest, and that was for Diablo. So, but that it was made me think about it, so that's what I got to do.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear Doctor.
Boy, he's presumptuous, isn't he?
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Yes. the enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Did you know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious camellia.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
No, just because she's mute doesn't mean she can't write.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
No. It's taking too long to cool in the thermos for me to be able to properly drink the tea, so I'm pouring it.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the added hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox, the stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
You don't really make a living from your scribblings, do you, Richard?
No, sir, I don't. I work so hard. I put all my time, my energy, my devotion into the precise carving of words.
Still, you don't seem to suffer from poverty.
With thanks to my parents, actually. I'm afraid I would not be able to live on my own without their help.
You seem embarrassed.
Someday I hope to proudly offer my first publication to my parents. Until that day, I'll remain the failure of a son they have to support.
Well, he was, if you'll pardon the turn of phrase, easy.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
I think I got your last one.
Hello again, miss.
Oh, excuse me.
Tell me about Richard Nethercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia.
Oh, the temporary password that they... Yeah.
Very well. Goodbye, then.
And there is nothing wrong with taking a break, taking a breather, sitting out a stream. It's all good. Even if your version of sitting out is just having me on speaker and listening to me not say a lot today.
The walls of your home will not protect you, for there is no protection against malevolence.
Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
ADC. No.
Smells like rotten meat. One near I know it. Hey, Linktree! Fuck, he's dead! Eat this! Die, beast! Hey, Linktree! Over there! Let's Watch it! It's a killer! Eat this!
Alarm.com. Some little part of me wishes I could buy a system, but not my house, not my property. Can't do that kind of alteration to the premises. But, oh shit! I kind of forgot how to run. Stop it, Faye! Oh, damn it. I would have fought it, but I didn't have time to see what its level was, and I was in panic mode. Ow. Ow. Level 10 should have been a lot easier than that. I should not have struggled so hard. I can hear a velociraptor. I swear I remember there being mobs up here. Maybe that's later in the game. I don't know why I'm out here trying to kill stuff. Oh! I saw you. I wasn't expecting you, but I see you. Ow. What's the fat? Hello, Velociraptor. Not expecting to get noticed. Just being so careful. That was more satisfying. Of course, the mob was significantly lower level than me, which makes it less satisfying, but whatever. Oh, we've come full circle. There was a guy down here that blew Jiminy Crickets. Did I get everything else in this stupid room? Yeah. I know we were thorough upstairs, so don't worry about that. You know, gotta make your rounds, find all your stuff. Get as many experience points as possible. Try to uncover things.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Actually, I need to get back to my hideout so I can take stuff apart. Make medicine. I totally don't remember how to get there. This is not the right direction. This leads down to the docks.
Turn around, sir.
I don't want to turn around. I don't have bright eyes.
It's one of them! Watch yourselves! There's one of them!
Shoot me, you know you want to. I was using the wrong button. Guys, I was using the wrong button.
Murdering bastard!
I might be a murdering bastard, but you're the one who's trying to kill me. Does that make any sense? I don't know if that argument made any sense. Somebody tell me if my argument about them trying to kill me because I'm a vampire trying to kill all of London makes any sense. Can't unlock this door right now. This goes nowhere. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, and I had a PVC from the trouble. Thank you so much. Where was... This just leads to combat zone, right? To the danger zone. And I don't think we can open that yet. Nope. I know that's where I'm supposed to be going. I can see the great big red Y.
Its effectiveness has been proven by
Someday
many.
you'll understand. You've wasted your life
Effectiveness
away.
is nonsense.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
I hate it when I can't remember how to get. This, I know. I think it's Albert comes in here. I'm half tempted to go to the bathroom and see if he's back when I get back here. Odds are he would come in while I was going to the bathroom and then not be here by the time I get back from going to the bathroom. And I don't desperately need to go. I just kinda, sorta, maybe a little bit need to go. Well, I opened all these doors up here, so I guess we'll use this door. Wait, where did I find all this stuff? Let's see here. One, two, three, two. Three, four, five. I don't have anything for headaches or migraines at this particular moment. Which is kind of a shame. My own fault. I should have studied the headache medication so I could have made headache medication. But I instead gave it away. Like an idiot. Oh. Alright. Were either of you sick?
Never
No, I should have made some cold medicine. They both have fatigue.
taking up my father's
I guess I
business.
gotta go make some cold medicine. 'Cause I'm a dum-dum. It's like, I don't need no stinking cold medicine. Either of these two are sick. Already got Henry.
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
Dr. Reed.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty? Or anything else you have never suffered from?
Are you talking from experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
I was about to say Jonathan doesn't live in the West End, but then I remembered, yes, he does. Or at least his family does.
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of your medicine.
I am
How about
shocked
free?
that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
This method has worked out in my favor. This, by the way, was the other part of the magic team brewer. And just never unpacked it. It's just a simple glass mug.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Of course, when I say glass, it's similar to,
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
Pyrex than glass.
Do you need assistance?
That would be nice of you, Doctor. Who knows what I may have caught you in my investigation.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir.
So much to do.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Mr. Nethercott has cold.
Good evening, Mr. Nethercott.
And good evening to you too, my good sir. Can I be of any help?
Jonathan is freakishly tall.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
It may be wise to let you prescribe me something. I don't feel like I should.
I understand your appetite for words and macabre beauty, sir. But you should be more careful.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health. But I appreciate your concern, sir.
One is inexorably bound to the other.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Camellia. Where'd you go? There you are.
Hello again, miss.
Dick? You're healthy. Never mind.
Very well. Goodbye, then.
I did not check her mesmer level. But I suspect that I can't mesmerize her just yet.
I'm cheap and I'm clean.
You pay for peace of mind.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come on, we can sort it out, right?
It's not my call, Mary.
I believe Ms. Swansboro is also sick.
Good evening, my dear colleague.
Yes. Oh, maybe you're not.
Goodbye, Miss Swan.
We haven't met her brother yet.
Perhaps we'll talk again.
Someday you'll understand. You've wasted your life away.
Good
You
evening.
have a migraine. I don't think I have
Can I help
meds
you?
for you.
I'm afraid not, Mr. Reed.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now. How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now piss off.
Do you need assistance?
Please. Feeling tired these days.
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
Goodbye, young man.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
Okay, so we'll finally go and talk to dude so that we can talk to
When science fails you, this elixir will give
Dorothea.
you faith again.
Stop muttering, dude. You're loud. Worse than Izuku Midoriya.
What? What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Well, come on. Thank you.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be from Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Stealing drugs from the sick and suffering.
Wrong direction.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets.
Someday you'll understand.
The Swanborough cordial can be
The Swanberry cordial has more snake oil in it than any other concoction I've ever heard of.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
You are blinded by your
You could pretty easily go and find another cop, because he should be in the cemetery behind the church. But Clayton Darby should be right here.
I'm cheap and You look so pale, my lord. Would you like me to revive you?
Alright, well, we're in the area where Clayton is supposedly at. No, we're not. Now we are.
Soon the time will come when you will all be judged for your sins. Even now,
There
he
it is. What are
judges
you
your
doing?
words and actions.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain Nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious, never goes out, doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No, except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Oh, I think we have that letter. Maybe we don't.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
I'm cheap and I'm clean, I promise.
I apologize for what might have been some loud sounds. I accidentally bumped the thing that keeps the mic on my desk.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. Good evening, Mr. Nethercott.
And good evening to you too, my good sir. Can I be of any help?
Possibly.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
That's not nice.
I'll leave you alone, sir. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Just because I'm walking by. What level? Ooh, you're
Very
a
well.
Mesmer level 5.
Goodbye, then.
I'll be interested to know what her final thoughts are.
The walls of your home will not protect you.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
I'm not afraid.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Yay! I'm going to rifle through all of your belongings. Look at that. I already found 5 shillings, dude. And a bottle of cheap gin. And a large box of pills. And 5 more shillings. And a very comfy looking bed for the area. Ooh. I probably can't
It's
open
locked,
that
all right.
yet.
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
Uh-huh.
Did you refuse to publish Richard Nethercott's previous works, Darius?
Yes, his manuscript is as pompous as he is starched. Now there's a man who loves the sound of his own voice.
You could have told him so.
As a great writer recently said, politeness is the most acceptable hypocrisy.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane?
Like myself and many people in this area, Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever, too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
Oh shit, he's got bronchitis. I can make the medicine for bronchitis, I just don't have it on me.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
If I'd known, I could have brought some all nice and prepared and been like, here, have this. Yay, the door has been unlocked. Actually. No! Open! This goes into the combat area. Wait, what? What? Really? Okay. 5 more shillings?
We even used to be neighbours, for Christ's sake. I'd prefer not to give you another beating, Baron.
Don't like the flashy lights. And we're not up here to, you know, rest and recuperate and whatnot. We're just here to make some medicine. For Darius. So that we can give it to him. Obviously. I thought I'd make him medicine so I could deny his right to have any. Holy, holding it on.
I should never have taken up my father's business.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to start going back to the office, that might be appealing, but right now I'm still working from home, so I'm only ever out of the house
Hello,
like once
Mr.
a week.
Petrescu.
Hello, Dr. Reed. Come on in.
Yeah, that's the other part, the money part. Oh, wait. Way to go, Faye. Talk to Darius.
Do you need some help, Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Uh-huh. Take this.
Well, I think you do. Take this, and you'll feel better.
Free drugs from an English doctor? It must be my lucky day.
Yes. Oh, and I found all of his synths. So now he's worth 2,000 points, but he's a level 2.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
We'll have to see how things go. First, I need to get past this shit with American Express. Because shit with American Express. Also, briefly, that came on rather suddenly. I will be right back. So, I took my phone with me, and I was checking a few things out really quick on alarm.com, since you mentioned it. And I don't know, it sounds more like the system is an actual alarm system. And I don't know, I definitely don't want to be paying a monthly service fee for something that we wouldn't ever. Like, if I could buy the equipment and set it up on my own network and have my own access to and not worry about it going outside of my network, maybe. But I don't see us doing even just for my room. And Dorothy. Oh, this is the part where I almost reveal myself to Dorothy as a vampire. Screen. Don't mind me, Dorothy. I'm just stealing all your shit.
I need help!
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz Van Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Aspirin and salicin are the same thing, aren't they? Isn't aspirin just salicylic acid?
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor. None at all.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor.
You already technically cut the passage.
He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy. Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must.
I'm super glad, though, that you're excited.
First, suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
Nothing we do is going to save
A
it.
dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor. We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
Although, hopefully, I will be done paying $500 a month to pay off credit cards soon.
I doubt you're here to
Hopefully.
test my bedside manners.
And then maybe I can start putting money
So what do
back
I owe this
into my
courtesy?
savings that I just took out.
This is an unfitting place for the illustrious Dr. Reed. You shouldn't be here.
Wrong! I totally
It's
belong
locked.
here.
Razvan was getting better with the treatment. I don't understand. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These
Kind
people
of.
cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
I'm kind of sort of waiting to hear back from the negotiation team. but I did just look at my, not my bank account, my account with the company that's doing this stuff for me. And I think that Amex accepted. I'm not sure though.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Well, we did say this was the genocide run, right?
Nurse Crane, there is no question that the work you've done here is extraordinary, but this dispensary is incapable of coping with the outbreak. It's only a question of days before the situation at hand will overwhelm us. I cannot allow it. It's my duty to put an end to this immediately.
I'm not ashamed. I did what was right. For in the end, I saved lives and you took them. But we had so much in common, Doctor. Don't you see that?
Tasty. I seriously thought she was reaching for a weapon and that I was going to have some QTEs.
It's locked.
What?
This one stinks already. Inside! Watch out! Filthy piece of shit!
That was fast. I remember that being a lot longer.
Get them weapons ready! It's head! You're mine, Vampyr! It's on it! It's on it! No!
That I'm gonna snack on you.
Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Dr. Reed. Come on in. Yes?
Oh, I can do right here. Of course I can. It's in his own home.
Who will assist Dorothea helping our comrades now that I die?
Well, she's already dead, so... What do you need to help her? Just got a key from him. Does that go to the upstairs? Must. I also want to open this door.
It's locked, all right.
Seriously? Where does the key go to? Do you have a safe? No, I have. Holy shit, guys, we have 11,000 experience points. We're at 11,000 experience points of right now. Now I'll find out if we have any other level 2 people that we can officially kill.
It's all a bloody joke to you,
Just got a bunch of stuff left to do.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now piss off.
Ah, you've got a bunch of stuff left to do too. I could totally mesmerize
Goodbye,
you.
young man.
Me? I'll not die in some piss-stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lappy.
Eat, drink, embrace, whatever.
I cannot enter.
11,000 experience points. What the hell are we gonna do with 11,000 experience?
Has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
That rat sounds more like a guinea pig.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look.
You again? What do you want this time?
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson. Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Sure. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Goodbye, young man. Take care
That
of
wasn't what I was trying to do. I was not trying to exit out of the conversation.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Goodbye, young man. Take
I
care
don't
of
remember where to get all of the hints for these guys.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
It's locked, all right.
I'm elfing the walls, trying to make sure there's nothing I missed.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid. Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus,
really.
do you? Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
Wrong way. Also, not the right. That goes down to combat. Technically, that goes towards the hideout. Hideout's that. And this goes towards combat. Of course, we already beat them. How about you, Father? Can I embrace you yet? I think you were level 5.
Good evening, Mr. Whitaker.
It's Father Whitaker, my son.
No, it's Mr. Whitaker.
So, are you still lost in your rational delusions?
Also, there's more to find out.
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye.
I don't think I can do anything
Good
else
evening,
with
Doctor.
these guys.
Can I help you?
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
I don't think I need to sleep to gain the access. I just need to actually go and talk to Lady Ashbury. She's...
Good evening, Mr. Nithercott.
And good evening to you too, my good sir. Can I be of any help?
Yes, can I eat you yet? Technically, yes, but no.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Oh, man.
Easy does it, boys! There's one of them vermin!
Ah, shit!
Away with you! Eat this! Back, demon! Back! Get a taste of this!
Boy, that's just not how I was expecting to be going about things. Son of a freaking...
Send you back to the bloody grave!
Ow!
Send you to hell!
I can't jump up there right now. Is that what you're telling me?
Die, vermin! Fuck!
How the hell are you so close by me? We clearly need to take a different route. That was terrible. Oh, that's right, I can't do that. I'm in the middle of Whitechapel. Just autophage.
I can't believe I'm doing this. I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable.
It's survival.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Kill him, boy!
Oh, what?
Crush the leech, boys!
Aw, son of a...
Die, vermin! Let's see how it likes a bit of fire!
You have got to be shitting me. No, I'll just take a nice leisurely stroll back to the hospital. Don't mind me. What happens? Faye ends up frickin'...
Burn it, boys!
I don't know why I'm killing the ads. They don't matter. They're just going to respawn. Need to worry about Vincent. Ow.
Oh God,
Ow!
the leech has It's too strong.
This was... I don't know how I forgot that this was a thing.
Shit, that leech is fast!
God, I'm a newborn. You think I'm fast? jumping jump. What's effect? Not what I was trying to do. Thank you. And none of you buggers left me any presents, huh? Well, that's not very nice. Come in here. You steal my health. Make me use 2 serums. Ah, shit. You know who else is about to be here? No? Oh, good.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
You could say that.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
It is the last thing I
So says you. Also, by the way, Milton.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
It's debatable. Hey, Pippa.
Pippa, my princess, flee away while you can, for all is lost.
Pippa. Okay. Did I just
Good
break the
evening, Nurse
game?
Hawkins.
Okay, good.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Ah. Bye,
Goodbye,
Pippa.
Nurse Hawkins.
Howcroft, what level?
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm thirsty, Doctor. I feel decay rising in me.
That's at least something new. Ah, she has a migraine.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Let's see if we, learned how to make migraine medicine. I am so late getting off stream right now, but, I'm half afraid of forgetting where I am. Ah, bless it. I apparently have 3 headache medicines. I just apparently don't know how to make headache medicine. I can't use over here, no. I think we still can't get.
It's locked. It's locked. It's locked, all right.
Alright, so I'm going to ask you, do we take Howcroft now for the only 1,000 experience points? Or do we wait and see if I'm able to get the migraine medication?
If you say so.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
After I run through you. Strickland, what level are you?
Seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances, I'm willing
Good
to
evening, Dr. Strickland.
Have you seen any suspicious activity in the vicinity, Dr. Reed?
No more than usual.
This is no laughing matter, Dr. Reed. A patient of mine has been murdered. Mr. Fiddick is dead. I should have been more cautious.
What is troubling you so much, Dr. Strickland? Is there something else?
I had to meet face to face with the son and daughter of Mr. Fiddick this afternoon. Their eyes. I could barely stand before their accusing gaze.
This difficult task is part of our job, Dr. Strickland. It's our responsibility.
I know. As I also know they'll never get the answer to the question they daren't ask. They were the embodiment of cold fatalism.
Ooh, excuse me.
Why are you blaming yourself for the death of Mr. Fiddick?
It is our fault. Mr. Fiddick has stayed longer than needed here because Dr. Ackroyd and I could not agree on the correct treatment.
This argument has nothing to do with his death. He was murdered.
But if we had performed the surgery sooner, he would have left the hospital and avoided this fate.
I mean, that's not incorrect.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Damn you.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Mortimer, what level are you?
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Oh, I can eat Mr. Goswick. What, his mom is not going to be happy? And yes, Linux, I see you're telling me to go to bed. In other words, I should leave
I don't feel the
Howcroft
peace I
alone.
was looking for. Mother, were you right all along? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I've got 14,000 experience points to distribute. But I don't want to right now because I'm not wanting to sleep.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Well, not like
Such
real,
a pleasure
real
to
sleep
see
I
you
want.
again.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
I don't have enough to upgrade my sword again.
It's locked.
Alright, well. Dang, I'm close to being able to make it level 4. Yeah, I know I'm supposed to be done for tonight. Shut up. You never answered me if you wanted me to kill Howcroft for half of her experience points, and I was like, I'll just run around and see if I can kill anybody else. It's Mortimer's watch, though. Why would you let me take that apart? Well, the problem is that right now she has a migraine, and we don't have the medication to give her for a migraine. And I'm not sure that we ever will. Because I think I screwed up our ability to get the migraine medication. Got a new hint for me.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
According to the report I read, your unprofessional conduct put a patient in danger, Gwyneth.
That's not true. I know when my patient's life is at risk, and I'm more competent than a lot of doctors that I know. Problem is, I'm a woman.
I don't see what your gender has to do with your abilities, Nurse.
Yes, nurse. Because I'll never be a doctor, no matter what my skills. I could make a decision that could save a life, but oh no, that's unbecoming conduct.
Have you heard of Elizabeth Blackwell? She was the first woman listed on the UK Medical Register. Change is slow, but it will come. And you will always have my support.
To have the right to study shouldn't be determined by sex, skin, or wealth. That's all I'm saying.
Well, she's worth 5,000 experience points, but I can't do... Yeah.
Goodbye, nurse.
I got all
Call
of her
me if
hints.
you need assistance.
Dr. Tippett's, on the other hand, I missed one.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
I'm killing everybody? Ah!
Nurse Brannigan has been recently accused of neglecting her professional duties. Tell me what you really think about it.
This kind of protest is nothing but elitist bullshit. I trust Nurse Brannigan with my life. She has what it takes to be a great doctor.
Do you really think she could be the next Elizabeth Blackwell?
Believe me, Dr. Reed, a time will come when skill and skill alone will determine who can be a physician and who cannot.
I don't know, where's this last frickin' hint that I need to get your... I mean, you're worth $17.50 right now. Even without that hint. I mean, that would be something, but at the same time...
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
I want to get the last hint so I can make sure you're worth as much as I can make you worth.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
You killed him. He trusted you. And you killed him.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
No need to apologize, my lady. I know exactly what you endure.
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed. Permanently. You will not be bothered anymore by the woman.
And who was this woman?
If you must know, she worked under my employ as Nurse Crane. But I'll wager that's not what will be written on her gravestone.
You killed her. Is that what you consider discretion and diplomacy, Dr. Reed?
I did what I thought was best, and acted accordingly.
You will learn that trust is a rare and precious commodity in the Immortals world, my young doctor. And your actions have not induced me to offer you my support.
I forgot this was going to lead to all of this.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
Excuse my forwardness, but... are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
A vampire? Is that what I am? What we are?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires, but all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
Kind of like all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. All rectangles are parallelograms, but not all parallelograms are rectangles. I was tired today. I'm finally awake. This is why I say I'm nocturnal.
I bid you farewell. For now, my lady. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
What you need to do, Jonathan, is learn how to make frickin' migraine medication. So that we can cure Ms. Howcroft, so that we can eat her. For dinner. Oh, and tomorrow is a important day for me after work, too, because it is going to be... Faye goes out to dinner with her family to, you know, celebrate the birth of her father.
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Scowls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
It's actually transmitted via a certain somebody. Don't wanna rest. Okay, well, we just saved. So... I'm gonna go to bed. Even though I'm wide awake. And even though we have 14,830 experience points. 14,000. Almost 15,000. Do you know how many things we're going to buy? And I just want to keep playing, but I know that if I do that, I'll finish the game, and it will be time for work. For Dad's birthday, I'm kind of excited. I'm not so sure that I'm super excited to be going to a sports bar, but that's where he decided he wanted to go, so... It's gonna be about an hour after I get off of work, so it's gonna be get done with work, take a shower. Well, get off of work, let Coda outside, take a shower, let Coda back inside. Because I feed Coda on my lunch now, so I shouldn't have to feed her after work at all. This weekend is just freaking busy. I don't know if I'm seeing my sister and her kid on Saturday, but we're definitely getting together on Sunday. It's gonna be but I don't want to say no because I really want to do the thing with my sister, and I really, well, and my nephew, and I really want to see my parents, and I'm just like, ah! Ellsworth. Where's Ellsworth? I've lived in Minnesota most of my life, but like, I know where Hinckley is. I know where Pine City is. I know where Mora is. I kind of know where Rochester is. I have a pretty good idea of all the cities inside of the Twin Cities, but not Ellsworth. Ah, Wisconsin. Yes, Sunday is usually my solo day. My sibling and her kid want to go to a pumpkin patch to do senior photos. I have camera. I'm not sure if they want me to be the one to take the photos. I also don't currently have a functioning tripod. Should probably be about getting a new one. Ah. I was almost going to make fun of you for marrying somebody from Wisconsin. But then I remembered I'm from Texas. Not that you'd know it to listen to me. Except for occasionally, every once in a while, when I say downstairs, it comes out sounding like a little bit southern, and then I picked up a habit of saying y'all from some friends who moved up here from the south. So, those are probably the only things that would give me away. And one of them is a habit that was developed in my adulthood? I was in my 20s. Hour-and-a-half drive. Did you know Wisconsin actually has more lakes than we do? They have like 400 more lakes than we do. We've got a little over 11,000. They've got a little over 15,000. I think that Wisconsin, though, has a much greater land mass. Like, square footage, if you discount the lakes, than Minnesota does. So that like, we might have more per square mile than Wisconsin does. I'm not really sure. They do have 2 Great Lakes attached to them, though. If I remember correctly. Damn it, I want to stay awake. But I also want to go to bed because I don't want to be tired in the morning, but I'm always tired in the morning. And then the sun goes down, and then I'm like, I'm awake! If our days were 48 hours long, with 36 hours for me to be awake and 12 for me to sleep, I would be in heaven. Can we please have a 48-hour day? This is what happens to me on the weekend, by the way. That's why Like Friday night, I'll be up. It's either Friday night, Saturday or Saturday night. One of those 2 nights, I will stay awake all goddamn night long. I'll have been awake for 36 hours. And I'll be like, oh god, why am I so tired? I'm so tired. I should go to bed. And then I finally go to bed and I sleep for like 12 or 16 hours. Oh, do they call like this little spot right here, this like 1 cubic foot of water is a lake? I wonder whatever happened to all the wetlands they used to do on the clover leaves here in Minnesota. Those used to, like, all the clover leaves used to have like a pond inside of them back when I was a kid. They were all manufactured ponds, but... Oh, okay, I'll take a look at that. Not necessarily right now, because I do need to let Coda out, possibly, maybe. It doesn't look like she's out here, so I might, not do it. She went out earlier. And then I need to strip and get into my bed and try to go to sleep. So, yeah. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna try to go to bed, guys. I'm going to try to go to bed. But I'm hot. It's so hot. It's like almost 80 degrees in here. It's hot. Good night, everybody. Good night to the entire pack. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for all the interaction. I do appreciate it. I hope that you all sleep tight. And don't let the fae bite. Got sharp, pointy teeth. Trust me. Keep some iron on hand somewhere. They're nasty little boogers. Good night, everybody. And we're not going to leave the end screen up very long tonight.